Have you ever had one of those moments, or maybe one of those weeks, where you just feel completely adrift, like you're stuck in a sea of futility? Well, that feeling is right at the heart of one of Walt Whitman's most powerful and, honestly, most practical poems. So, let's dive into this thing, Oh Me, Oh Life, and figure out how it works as a kind of technology for the soul.
Right away, Whitman doesn't ease you in. No, he just drops us right into the middle of a full-blown crisis of meaning. This isn't just a poem, it's a raw cry hurled out into the universe. You can almost hear the rhythm of a mind just trapped in a loop, watching this endless parade of what looks like pointless, foolish behavior.
And here's the kicker. This isn't just him looking down on the world. The critique turns inward, and it is vicious. He points the finger out at everyone else, but then he immediately spins it around and points it right back at himself. He's asking, who's more foolish than me? Who's more faithless? It's him admitting he's part of the very problem he can't stand.
This is where you really feel that grinding sense of repetition. The struggle ever renewed, the poor results of all. It paints this perfect picture of just pointless effort. It is absolutely that hamster wheel feeling, where you run and run and run and just end up right back where you started.
And you can feel his alienation here, can't you? He's looking at the people around him, these plodding and sordid crowds, and he's not seeing community. He's seeing a mirror of his own emptiness, his own disappointment in what society is supposed to be.
So, and this is the crucial part, he doesn't see himself as some superior observer, standing apart from the mess. Not at all. He is intertwined with all of it. He's tangled up in the same useless years. He's a face in that same sordid crowd. There's no escape. He's stuck in it too.
But this deep, deep despair, it wasn't just some abstract philosophical idea he was playing with. Oh no, it was forged in the fire of one of the most traumatic times in American history. It was born from some very specific, very real carnage.
I mean, just try to imagine this world for a second. Whitman spent years of his life in hospital wards in Washington, nursing the broken, torn bodies of soldiers. He saw the very idea of democracy bleeding out on stretchers. He lived through the assassination of a president he admired, and on top of all of that, he was facing the betrayal of his own body as he was about to have a massive stroke.
So the anguish in this poem, it's not theoretical. It's the direct result of his personal trauma and the national trauma just crashing into each other. It's the only language you have left when you've seen that much destruction and loss.
So, given all that, how does the poem pivot? Where does it go from here? Well, this is where it does something incredible. It transforms from just a sad lament into a tool, a kind of technology for the soul that's designed to hack the very brain chemistry of hopelessness.
And the science behind this is pretty fascinating. The way he keeps repeating the word of at the beginning of all those lines, it's meant to mimic something we might call neuroentropy. It's designed to build up this mental junk to create cognitive overload. That feeling of your brain just spinning its wheels. The poem makes you feel the problem, biologically.
And here's how it works. It's basically a three-step process. First, it voices all that despair, letting that mental overload build and build. Then, it hits you with a question, and the silence that comes after it acts like a cortical reset, like a hard reboot for your overwhelmed mind. And finally, boom, it delivers this stark, simple affirmation that jolts your brain right out of its rut and pushes it toward taking action.
So what this poem really is, it's a biological hack. It's not leaning on gods or promises of an afterlife. It's this minimalist, secular ritual for salvaging meaning right here, right now, especially in those moments when all the bigger belief systems seem to have completely failed you.
Okay, so after building up all that tension, after hitting the reset button on the brain, the poem finally does it. It turns and confronts the void head-on. It asks the ultimate question.
What good in the midst of these, oh me, oh life? Just let that sink in for a second. After listing all the foolishness, all the faithlessness, all the futility, what's the point? Seriously, what is the point of any of it? And the answer? It starts with this brutal simplicity. It doesn't offer you some complicated philosophy or easy comfort. It just states the most basic, undeniable fact there is. And then it builds on that one fact. You are here. Life exists. And you, as a unique identity, you exist. It just strips everything else away and gets down to these core coordinates of being.
So let's be really clear. This is not some feel-good platitude you'd see on a coffee mug. This is a challenge. It's not promising you're going to be happy. It is demanding that you be present. It's like a stark counterspell to the curse of meaninglessness.
And then, here it is,
The final electrifying line of the answer. The great drama of life, all of history, all of society, all of existence, it's going to keep going, with or without you. Your meaning, the good that you're looking for, comes from the simple, incredible fact that you get to add your own line to it.
And this is the moment. This is where the poem stops being about Walt Whitman, and it starts being about us. It shifts from being an observation to being a direct challenge to you.
And if you accept that logic, well, the consequence is this kind of terrifying freedom, because it takes away all of your excuses. You can't plead insignificance anymore. The poem basically points a finger at you and implicates you. It demands that you act and speak and create, as if your contribution actually matters to the whole thing. But there's another way to read this, a provocative, kind of darker counter-reading. What if the answer isn't an affirmation? What if this black swan twist is right? That your verse, your scream, your effort doesn't redeem the void at all? What if instead it just proves the void's power, and your effort is just evidence of your own defeat?
And that's the question that just lingers, isn't it? Is contributing your verse an act of defiance that actually conquers despair? Or is it just the most beautiful, eloquent way to surrender to it, an admission that a single line is all you can really muster against this overwhelming silence?
The poem doesn't give us the final answer. It can't. It leaves that with us. The powerful play of life goes on indifferent, and the only thing left for us to decide is what exactly our verse is going to be.